Truly wants to connect with you will not remain silent. She will open a doorway through her questions. Understand this clearly. Attraction is not only about how you look, it is about how safe she feels around you. When a woman desires you, she will not simply jump forward, she will first check the ground beneath her feet. That is why she always asks three things, sometimes directly, sometimes in subtle ways. Those three questions may come in different forms, but the essence is always the same. Who are you? What do you want? And can I trust you? The first thing she wants to know is about your identity, not just your name or your job, but the way you define yourself. When she asks about what drives you, where you are headed, or what your life is about, she is measuring whether your presence has depth. Because a woman cannot give herself to someone who seems lost within himself. Her curiosity is a reflection of her attraction. She wants to see if the man in front of her is someone worth opening her world to. The second thing she asks is about your intention. Women are deeply intuitive. They sense energy faster than men often realize. She will ask what you are looking for, or she might test you by speaking about relationships, commitment, or freedom. This is not just conversation. It is her way of understanding if your path aligns with hers, even if, for the moment, if your answer comes from clarity and confidence, she feels drawn closer. If you hesitate or act uncertain, she will naturally pull back because her heart is designed to seek stability before intimacy. And the third thing she always wants to know is whether she can trust you. Sometimes it comes out as a question about your past, sometimes it is about your values, and sometimes it is about how you view women in general. But behind those words, the real question is, can I feel safe with you? Because no matter how strong her attraction is, a woman cannot surrender her body if her heart feels unsafe. Trust is the key that unlocks her desire, and once she feels it, intimacy flows naturally without resistance. So when she asks you these questions, do not take them lightly. Do not feel interrogated, feel honored. It means she has already seen something in you that excites her. And now she wants to go further. Your responsibility is to answer with honesty, calmness, and strength. If you exaggerate, if you lie, or if you act unsure, she will feel the gap instantly. But when you stand grounded in who you are, when you communicate without fear, her attraction grows deeper because she sees a man who knows himself. A woman who truly feels drawn to you will not always express it with obvious words or actions. Instead, she reveals her attraction in the way she becomes curious about you. She begins to ask questions, not for the sake of small talk, but because her interest has already been awakened. When her heart is leaning toward you, she wants to understand who you are beneath the surface. She may start with simple questions, but the intention is deeper. She is looking for clues, for reassurance, for the strength that will make her feel she is safe if she chooses to open herself to you. Many men misunderstand this moment. They think she is just making conversation, but in reality, those three questions she asks are a silent test, and they carry great meaning. The first thing she seeks through her questions is your sense of identity. Every woman knows that intimacy is not just physical, it is tied to the presence of the man she allows close to her. If you do not know who you are, if you appear uncertain, or if you lack vision, she will feel it. She asks about your life, your passions, your direction, because she wants to see if you are a man who is rooted. A woman cannot lean into a man who is floating without purpose. She wants to know whether you are someone who stands firm. This is why, when she feels attraction, she asks in her own way, "Who are you really?" It may not sound like that in words, but that is the heart behind her curiosity. The second thing she seeks is clarity of intention. Attraction on its own is not enough for a woman to give herself fully. She has to sense whether your motives are aligned with hers. She may ask you directly what you are looking for, or she may bring up relationships, goals, or the kind of people you spend time with. In her mind, she is testing whether your presence in her life is steady or uncertain. A woman cannot connect deeply with a man who hides his intention or who speaks in a way that feels manipulative. But when you answer with clarity, without fear of judgment, she feels drawn to that honesty. That is why intention is everything. Even if she does not agree with what you want, she respects that you know yourself enough to be clear. The third and most powerful thing she asks is connected to trust. Behind her words is the question, can I be safe with you? This is not only about physical safety, but emotional safety. She wants to know whether she will be respected, whether she will be valued, whether her decision to open herself will not be taken lightly. Trust is the foundation of intimacy. A woman may feel strong desire, but if her heart whispers that she cannot trust you, she will pull back instantly. She may ask about your past, your beliefs, or how you see women. She listens not only to your words, but to the energy behind them. If she senses truth, her guard falls. If she senses weakness or deception, her walls rise. This is why those 3 questions matter so much. They are not barriers placed in your way. They are opportunities to show her that you are exactly the man she hopes you might be. When she asks, do not feel interrogated. Instead, recognize that her curiosity is proof that she is already attracted. If she had no interest, she would not care to know more. The very fact that she is questioning you is a sign that her heart has already opened halfway. Now it depends on how you respond. If you answer with exaggeration, with insecurity, or with dishonesty, you close the door she is opening. But if you answer with groundedness, with calmness, and with truth, you step into her trust, and her attraction grows even stronger. A woman is not asking you to be perfect. She is asking you to be real, to be present, to know yourself. That is the kind of man she feels safe enough to give herself to. Those 3 questions are her way of confirming what her heart already feels, that she wants you. When a woman begins to ask you questions in a way that feels deeper than casual conversation, understand that she is signaling something more than simple curiosity. She is not wasting her energy on a man she does not notice or care about. Her questions are a reflection of her attraction. Her attempt to measure whether you are truly the kind of man she can allow herself to move closer to. This process is not random, and it is not without meaning. Every woman who feels drawn toward intimacy first seeks to validate through conversation. She wants to hear your words, to feel your tone, to observe your confidence, and to understand the level of truth you carry. Through this, she is trying to make sense of her own emotions while testing whether her attraction is safe to act upon. Validation through conversation is not about flattery. She is not looking for you to impress her with exaggerated stories or overconfidence. What she is seeking is authenticity. When she asks you what you do, what you believe in, or how you see life, she is really searching for alignment. She wants to know if your reality matches the energy she feels when she is around you. Words matter because they reflect your mind, and your mind reflects your values. If you speak one way but act another, she will sense the gap immediately. A woman's intuition is strong, and once she notices inconsistency, her attraction begins to fade. That is why you must understand. Validation through conversation is her way of testing if what she feels about you is real. A woman also uses conversation to test the quality of your presence. It is not only what you say, but how you say it. Do you speak with calm confidence, or do you rush and try to prove yourself? Do you listen with focus, or do you seem distracted? These small details matter more than many men realize. Disappear. Every time she validates through conversation, she is also revealing something about herself. She is not just testing you, she is opening little windows into her mind and her heart. The more you respond with honesty, the more she reveals. This is how attraction deepens, through exchange, not performance. She gives a little, you give a little, and the rhythm builds trust. So when she asks, when she probes, when she seeks to validate, do not see it as pressure. See it as proof that you already hold her attention. She is not questioning to push you away. She is questioning to draw closer. If you respond with insecurity or defensiveness, you block that closeness. But if you answer with calm assurance, you allow her to step nearer with confidence. Validation through conversation is the bridge between attraction and intimacy. A woman cannot cross without it, and once she feels it, the connection naturally unfolds into deeper desire. When a woman is drawn toward intimacy, the most important thing she looks for is not your looks, not your wealth, and not even the charm in your words. What she wants above everything else is emotional safety. This is the unspoken foundation of every connection, and it is the silent question behind many of her words. Before she allows herself to step into closeness with you, she must feel that she can trust you with her body, her emotions, and her vulnerability. Without that sense of safety, even the strongest attraction will be blocked. That is why when she asks you about your past, about your beliefs, or even about how you view women, she is not just curious. She is carefully measuring whether she can let her guard down with you. Trust is not built by big promises or dramatic gestures. It is built in the way you carry yourself in the small moments. A woman listens to your tone, watches your eyes, and notices the consistency between your words and actions. If you say you respect women but speak negatively about them in another breath, she will detect the contradiction. If you claim to be honest but exaggerate your stories, she will sense the lie before you finish speaking. Women have a sharp intuition for these signals, and once they notice inconsistency, it is difficult to erase the doubt. On the other hand, when you are steady, when your words match your actions, when you communicate calmly without trying to manipulate, her trust begins to grow naturally. The search for safety is deeply rooted in every woman. For her, intimacy is not just physical, it is emotional surrender. She cannot allow herself to surrender if her mind warns her that she may regret it. That is why she tests you with questions, sometimes directly, sometimes in subtle ways. She may ask about your values, about what you want in life, or about how you handle challenges. Behind those questions, the meaning is always the same. Can I rely on you? Can I trust that my choice to open up will not harm me? If the answer she feels inside is yes, her attraction deepens and her resistance falls away. If the answer is no, she will protect herself no matter how much desire she feels. The beauty of trust is that it does not require perfection. A woman does not need you to be flawless. She needs you to be real. She needs to see that you are grounded, that you are not hiding who you are, and that you can stand steady even when challenged. That steadiness is what gives her comfort. It tells her that you are not a man who will lose control or betray her vulnerability. Safety is not about control over her. It is about control over yourself. A man who knows himself, who does not need to lie, and who carries responsibility with calmness creates a natural shield of trust. That is what attracts her on the deepest level. The moment she feels safe, the dynamic shifts. She no longer needs to hold back or second guess her attraction. Instead, she leans forward, allowing intimacy to unfold naturally. Many men think attraction alone but the truth is, without safety, attraction burns out quickly. With safety, however, attraction transforms into something powerful and lasting. Her desire becomes more open, her connection more genuine, and her willingness to give herself more complete. This is why so many men fail when they try to skip past